Hey, it's your boy Jay, bona fide member of the Dirt Sheet Press, and it's WrestleMania weekend! So let's get ready for some Dirt Sheet news. And we'll start with the biggest news of WrestleMania weekend. And no, I'm not talking about KSI in the Prime bottle or Jay White dressing up like a Cinemoji. I'm talking about the fact that Endeavor, the company that owns the UFC, is in advanced talks with the WWE. As it looks right now, Endeavor is looking to take 51% of WWE and leave the other 49% in the hands of the stockholders. If such an agreement does come to fruition, that would bring the value of WWE up to that $9.4 billion evaluation that Vince McMahon was looking to sell the company for. Now, the structure of the company is not quite clear, but it's looking like Vince McMahon will have a high-profile position within the company, and just like Dana White runs the UFC as president, Nick Khan is looking to be the president of this new WWE if the Endeavor purchase does go through. But the fact that the word is that talks are in advanced stages does mean that they are close to a buyout of Endeavor taking on the WWE. And now that we got some of the serious news out of the way, let's get to a joke. And when I think jokes in wrestling, I think of Enzo Amore, now going by NZO. And he's at Words with MLW. MLW has been promoting their biggest show to date in Philadelphia, Battle Riot, where Enzo was being advertised to take on their world champion, Alexander Hammerstone. But over WrestleMania weekend, Enzo said he is no longer working with MLW, he never had a contract, and he was only there on a handshake deal. Those from MLW said that Enzo disagreed with the creative and packed his bags and went home. Enzo said he never wanted to compete for a title or any championship period while in MLW. Enzo goes on to rant more and more about how MLW is just trying to grab some headlines during WrestleMania weekend and no one should care about this. We'll have more on this story as Enzo slowly breaks down over his social media. Speaking of news outside of WWE during WrestleMania weekend, Kota Ibushi made his long-awaited return to a wrestling ring. At Mike Barnett's Bloodsport 9, Kota Ibushi took on Speedball Mike Bailey. Kota Ibushi got the win in an amazing looking performance. Kota Ibushi looks to not have missed a step. He told those close to him at the show that he is not looking to sign a long-term exclusive deal anywhere. So this may have taken WWE completely out of the running for those being the ones to sign Kota Ibushi. Also, at WrestleMania, Swerve Strickland took time in his eternal feud with Keith Lee to briefly reunite with Hit Row, which they badly need so they could have a man be able to jump over the top rope in their group. Does this mean Swerve Strickland will be able to get out of the vortex that is called the Keith Lee Dragdown and get away from AEW to join Hit Row? Or was this just a one-off for Wale Mania? I mean, it is just a one-off for Wale Mania. But Swerve Strickland deserves so much more than to be locked down with the anchor we all know as Keith Lee, and I said this even as they were a tag team. Come on. Don't put anybody in a feud with Keith Lee. It will only kill their careers. And I know, as a member of the press, I shouldn't editorialize, but that is something that needs to be said. As I've already mentioned, KSI came down the ring with Logan Paul in a Prime Bottle outfit, took a horrific frog splash through a table by his friend Logan Paul, but after the match, KSI still had the time and the strength to take on an interview. And in that interview, he said if he could take on anybody during WrestleMania weekend, that person would be the almighty Bobby Lashley. Rumor is, after Bobby Lashley won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at SmackDown on Friday, that the trophy has been brought to SoFi Stadium for a possible wrestler's entrance. What wrestler would need this trophy as part of his entrance? Baron Corbin doesn't have a match. Cesaro? Who's Cesaro? Big Show got the BS out, so that can only leave one other man. Well, no, there's Mojo Rawley and Matt Hardy. It's Bobby Lashley. Okay, I was trying to get to Bobby Lashley, and KSI may possibly have a squabble at WrestleMania Night 2. And speaking of Matt Hardy, you know who helped him win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? Bray Wyatt. But Bray Wyatt was not set for any program for this year's WrestleMania. He was actually supposed to be the one to be taking on Bobby Lashley until he fell ill with the mysterious illness or possible physical ailment. But some close to creative in WWE did say that they would like to recreate the hype that Bray Wyatt was able to build with the whole White Rabbit thing he had before his initial debut. Bray Wyatt had possibly one of the hottest or the hottest debut in professional wrestling history, and those on both camp side, Bray Wyatt's and WWE creatives, realized they squandered this opportunity. Will they use Night 2 of WrestleMania to air some clips, air some QR codes, to make this a reality once more? People are saying this is close to a reality, or it may begin at the Raw After Mania. And finally, we all know the Raw After Mania, the night for big debuts, big surprises. And Jay White doesn't count because we already seen him dressed up as a Cinemoji. What if I told you the Raw After Mania may be a good buy for some wrestlers that a lot of people really like? WWE and Drew McIntyre are nowhere close on contract negotiations, and Drew McIntyre's contract is close to up. Could Drew McIntyre possibly lose on WrestleMania Night 2 and then have just one more match, the Raw or SmackDown After Mania, and then leave our TVs and head to another company like he did once before? Only time will tell. But those just aren't the facts. Those are the dirty facts. The Dirt Sheet News!